Hi guys, welcome back. Today I want to do a comparison deep dive on these two hair tools from rival brands, GHD and Dyson. Around 2 years ago, GHD announced they were launching their Duet, which is a wet to dry styler, so you start it with your hair wet. Very soon after that, within a matter of weeks I think, Dyson released the Airstrait, which is also a wet to dry styler. They both use quite different technologies, although they kind of look the same. So I'm gonna part my hair and use one tool for each side so I can see and feel the difference in real time. Now I've got this special edition GHD. I just got it. I did have the GHD Duet style. I've got it in white as well, but that one I got in the US. So I haven't used it in about a year because it has a US plug and it doesn't work in Australia. Unlike their other tools, you can use an adapter, but the Duet style does not work with an adapter. I've got the Duet from Australia now in that special ice blue color, and I've got the Dyson Airstrait here and I love it. Okay, I do love it, and I remember, although it's been about a year since I used this, that I also loved this one, but they are different. You see, this one uses hot plates as well as hot air, but this one uses pure air with their Dyson technology. It shoots the air in a singular direction to dry and straighten at the same time. Differences in how they look. The GHD has a bigger paddle and has an asymmetric hinge, so you press the top. Feels a bit more plasticky type thing. It's easy to clamp, it doesn't feel heavy, but the weight distribution doesn't feel even, like it's bottom heavy. Whereas the Dyson, it feels very stable, like in my hand. It's smoother to clamp, it's easier to manage and maneuver. It doesn't open as much. If you can see, this one's open much more. So interesting. I can't tell when holding which one is heavier. One, I think, design flaw of the Dyson is that the cord is really short and the plug is massive. The GHD has a regular sized plug and a really nice long cord. There are some plugs that I couldn't even get this into, which really sucks because I absolutely love using this as a lazy person. I love to get my hair from wet to dry and straight and styled in one go, and it's really quick for me. It's just this plug is really annoying. I don't know why it's so big. There must be a reason, but a lot of the time if the plug is too close to like a bench or something, you can't actually get the plug in. It has been really annoying a number of times. But let's see how it actually goes on my hair. Got my GHD clip for the GHD side, and I've got a Dyson clip for the Dyson side. So to be completely transparent, I have done a sponsored video on the Dyson Airstrait, but I'm telling you right now, I will be completely open and honest about the pros and cons of each of these devices, and you'll be able to see from this video. I'm shooting this on my big camera, like my photography camera, so hopefully all the details are there for you to see for yourself. Ooh. The GHD is in. That's what that beep was. The Dyson's in and it didn't make a noise. All right, I'm gonna turn this one on. So it takes a second to get going. I can feel the air. Mostly it comes out of the base part, this side. It's got a swivel cord, which is very important. And then when you turn it off, slowly shuts down like that. Nice. And then the Dyson, got these settings here. It's on straight away. And it's got a powerful burst of air at first, and then it slows down a bit. You can change the settings, and it's got a little display here. So you can see really easily what mode it's in, which I like. And if you're not actively clamping, it turns off. See, like if you leave it open, it's gonna turn off in a sec. Like that, like it pauses, which is cool. It doesn't have a swivel cord, and the cord is really short. So I do keep having to use an extension cord, especially since sometimes that big bulky base doesn't allow me to plug it in. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull out like two bottom pieces and kind of go at the same time with these things. So turning them on. Da-da-da. Ow! Now I'm fully committing to my bit here. A Dyson round brush and a GHD round brush. I'm gonna go in with the GHD hair styler. Okay, I've got it with the hinge on top. Clamp it. Now I remember, because I went to the event, see, it's dried some of those little pieces already. It's dried a little bit. And you do have to do quite a few passes. I went to the event and their like hairstylist did my hair, and you had to go over it a couple of times. Let's see. Feels pretty dry. Shiny. 4 passes, and my hair is, I would say, like 95% dry there. Let me do one more. Ooh, my hair feels hot. Hot, 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 hot. How it looks. I'll leave that piece there. Get this side. Let me turn off that one. Okay, now I'm going to do this side. This one. The force of the air just pushed it. Now, because this uses airflow in a certain direction, you have to use it like in the correct way. You cannot have these air vents facing toward yourself or you'll probably get frizzy hair. So it uses the directional airflow to straighten. So going right up underneath, it's paused itself until I clamp. Look at that. So pull it through. You can see it doing its work. I mean, the Dyson to me is essentially a hair dryer that straightens. Whereas maybe the GHD is like a straightener that dries. Wait, 1, 2, no, 3. I mean, my hair is fully dry now, I think. Yeah. The Dyson is quicker. From what I can see, the Dyson side is a bit smoother. Do you think? It's actually good because you can see from the fluting on my wardrobe behind me, because the linear fluting, you can kind of see that there's less kind of frizz on this side. It's looking sleeker, but I've only done one piece. Okay, all right, I'm gonna keep going. I might not talk for this part, so I can, when I'm editing, properly gauge which side takes more time, and I can tell you my thoughts. See how we're going. Can't see too much difference, can you? Now what I will say, that here at the base, it snags my hair a little bit. There's a little bit of a pull sometimes. This one is perfectly smooth as it pulls through your hair. Trying to see if I can feel a difference in softness. Both of these are really quick. I'm feeling like this side is slightly quicker. There's certainly some cons to the GHD side, but it is significantly cheaper. The GHD, when you're done, it has the shine shot. So once your hair is dry, it turns it into a regular hair straightener. Under the on button, there's this little button. Okay, I press it and that is subtly flashing. So now it should be just a regular straightener. Oh, it's so nice as a straightener. Ooh. Ooh, you can't grab large chunks because of this little notch right here. Can you see that? I feel like that is snagging my hair if I grab too large a piece. Now I feel like the side that the GHD was on naturally has a bit more volume. Part of my hair at the back here sort of naturally comes up for some reason, but I'm gonna try to correct that. So if I close it, it becomes a hairdryer. It's the root dry setting. So you can dry your roots first or give yourself volume with that. That gave me a little bit of volume there, see? So that's a really handy mode. And it also has the dry mode. So once your hair is dry, that's doing colder air. And when you're using it as a hairdryer or when you're finished with it, it's got this little lock to hold it closed. Okay, now here's the finished result. Feels incredibly soft and like flowy in my hands. This side feels exactly the same, but I did not straighten it. It didn't use any hot plates. They both feel equally as soft and silky right now. Once I used the shine shot mode on the GHD, I actually think that now the GHD side is more sleek. The Dyson has left it more of a natural straight kind of look, but they feel exactly the same. So the Dyson, oh my god, it's so soft. GHD. I feel like this side looks like I used a straightener on it. We need to discuss this in terms of pricing because there is a huge price difference. There is also a huge difference in like features and kind of the pros and cons. The Dyson Airstrait is 749 Australian dollars. It's extremely expensive. The GHD is $595. If I was going to spend my own money on one, if I was willing and if I had the budget to buy the Dyson, it does have a lot of fantastic features that I love about it. The feel of it in my hands, the fact that it only uses air, you know, I do think that equates to less damage. Faster, it's more powerful, has the LCD screen, it has all the different settings, it has the cold shot, it has the option to use it as a hairdryer. It does not snag your hair at all. It's very comfortable to use. You can also use it directly on dry hair if you want to with the cold air mode, that the air kind of slows down or even stops or pauses after a moment. It feels more substantial, although it's still very light. And I was just looking it up. There is a reason that this part is so big because it's put a lot of the technology and power in this. And it's also safer because it's got the testing feature here, so every time you go to use it you've got to do the test and reset. So I mean, it's annoying about the way this, how it's positioned, about the size of the cord. I do wish it had a swivel cord, but wow, I mean, just using this you feel a difference. The way it's so smooth gliding through your hair, it's very easy to pinch and maneuver. The GHD is also fantastic. It's a little bit more like top heavy. My hair does snag, and I did think that it wasn't as smoothing until I used the shine shot mode, which is the straightening mode. Took about 2 more passes per section to straighten, but I love that it has a swivel cord. I love that it's got a really nice long cord. I love that it's cheaper, and also, I mean, they've got a sale on right now. It's $495. It has the hot plates though, and my hair was getting very hot to the touch, like burning my hands. And I know it says no heat damage, but I do think you kind of got to anticipate heat damage when you're using heat on your hair. You know, even I'm sure there's some kind of damage happening even with the Dyson, but my hair was significantly less hot while using it. It has a very simple settings, just got on, off, and then the shine shot. So you don't get to select the heat mode. With Dyson, you've got the option of different fan settings, different heat settings. You've got the wet to dry. You've got the hair drying, root drying mode. It's very intelligent. The technology is just much more advanced on the Dyson, and I do really appreciate the level of innovation that Dyson takes. I would have loved to know the drama around when GHD launched this, because this is like their huge innovation. I imagine Dyson was probably working on it longer, very heavy on innovation and science, and I do feel like it's the first time GHD has sort of done that, and they did a great job. I do think at the end of the day the Dyson wins. However, it's just way more expensive. So I think it's just a matter of, do you want to pay that price? They both end up with the same or similar result for me. But I did enjoy using the Dyson more, and I think the technology is better. The only cons for me has a short cord that doesn't swivel, and it's got this giant plug. That's pretty much the only negative I can think of, but it still has like all the different options and modes. Very advanced, but it's $750. But for me, this is the kind of thing that would be like my daily, or not daily, but I would use it every time I did my hair, because I hate having to dry and then style my hair. This one gets it done into the style that I always have it, which is just straight. And then the GHD Duet, it's got very simple settings, you know, which might be good for you if you're a simple kind of gal or guy. It's still really pretty, but I love that it has this nice long cord that swivels. It does feel a bit more clunky, and like I said, the weight distribution isn't even because of how it's designed. It uses heat plates as well as the hot air. The technology is not as impressive with that because, you know, Dyson uses directional airflow, whereas this one just, I think, shoots it out, not willy-nilly, but just kind of shoots it out. The little hairs are kind of, but I love that you can also use it as a straightener. That is great. I didn't like how it snagged my hair a little bit. I think it's snagging on this little hook. I love them both, but those are the pros and cons of them. But the end results are essentially the same, I think. So it's actually user experience and the options and the modes with the Dyson compared to the GHD. They do big sales on GHD, and right now it's $495, so you would save $250. Oh, that's a tough one. I think I prefer the Dyson, and I do think it's worth the price difference of being $150 more. But if I was going to be traveling and, you know, just traveling interstate, like to Sydney or something, I might actually take this one because I know that the plug is going to fit anywhere, and I can use it as a straightener as well. Therefore also kind of get some waves if I want. I mean, while I'm here at home though, I think I will always use this one. While the results are the same, I think it actually does a better job of doing it. Interesting. I've been really wanting to do this video for so long. Both of their prices are very expensive, very high cost hair tools. But I do think that if you can afford to make the splurge, one of these is going to be a great addition and will overhaul your hair routine. Because when I got the GHD, I used it all the time. Being able to dry your hair and have it, you know, ready to go in a very short amount of time, literally 10 to 20 minutes, to have that really nice, sleek, straight look. Amazing. So one tool doing all that. The Dyson does it and does it better, I feel. But there are some cons. Obviously the price, the size of the plug, and the shortness of the cord being the main ones. And the fact that it doesn't use the hot plates could be a con. For me, the difference in sleekness is so minimal, I don't think it's perceptible. Everything about the Dyson is more premium, but the GHD is quite a bit more affordable, although still, you know, one of the most expensive hair tools money can buy. The technology, only when compared to the Dyson, is not as impressive, but you know, it's still an absolutely incredible device. I will definitely continue to use it, and I might actually choose this one over the Dyson for when I'm traveling, because I know this plug is going to fit anywhere and it's got a nice long cord. Obviously, you've got to make your own decision, but hopefully I laid out a lot in this video. Extremely similar outcome, very different prices, very different user experience. Yeah, I'm definitely a wet to dry convert. I love it. Love it.